Welcome to HFY Sci-Fi Stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss new stories. The chamber echoed with frantic screams and the acrid sting of smoke. Yet amidst the chaos, a lone human voice desperately insisted that everything was mostly under control. At the heart of the Galactic Council's Grand Chamber, Ambassador Riley Peterson, a mere 5 feet 2 inches tall, seemed impossibly small amidst the colossal forms of the alien delegates who loomed over her. Behind her, a massive creature that appeared to be a large black dog sat with unnatural stillness, its intelligent amber eyes scanning every flicker of motion with an unnervingly predatory intensity. "I said I was sorry," Riley repeated, a weary sigh in her voice as she meticulously brushed a fleck of ash from her diplomatic jacket. "How was I supposed to know that nodding 3 times means I challenge you to mortal combat in your culture?" The chamber instantly erupted into a cacophony of clicks, piercing hisses, and what sounded like metallic grinding. Translator implants whirred frantically, struggling to keep pace with the overwhelming roar of 17 distinct alien languages being shouted simultaneously. But then, a single voice ripped through the tumultuous noise like a plasma blade through hardened steel alloys. War Commander Thrixel of the Hegemony rose from his seat, a mountain of armored muscle 12 feet tall, radiating an almost palpable, barely contained fury. His species had brutally conquered 43 star systems through sheer, unyielding brutality. He was not about to permit some tiny, fragile mammal from a backwater planet to openly insult him before the assembled might of the entire galaxy. "The human has issued challenge," Thrixel snarled, his guttural voice like grinding stone against stone. "By the sacred and ancient laws of combat, I accept." Riley's eyes widened in genuine horror. "Wait, that's not what I—" "Combat laws are sacred," interrupted Counselor Xram from her perpetually floating platform. The elderly Zenari's intricate network of tentacles, a sign Riley had learned signified either genuine amusement or profound malicious glee, writhed in unsettling patterns. "Once issued and accepted, a challenge cannot be withdrawn. The human must fight." "But I'm a diplomat," Riley protested, her voice rising in disbelief. "I negotiate treaties. I don't engage in whatever this is." Thrixel's laugh was a thunderous, scornful avalanche. "Then you will die quickly, little soft skin. Perhaps next time your species will send a real warrior instead of a child." A subtle shift occurred as the black dog behind Riley imperceptibly lifted its head. For a fleeting instant, the very air in the chamber seemed to thicken, an unspoken primal warning that sent shivers down the spines of the more perceptive delegates, their eyes instinctively darting towards the nearest exits. "Okay, first of all," Riley said, her voice suddenly sharp with a dangerous steel that caused translator implants to stutter and recalibrate. "I'm 28 years old." She paused, a glint in her eye. "Second, I didn't bring a weapon because this was supposed to be a peace conference." She glanced back at her companion, who was now sitting perfectly upright, every muscle in its powerful frame coiled like loaded springs. "Third, I never said I was fighting alone." War Commander Thrixel followed her gaze and snorted with derision. "You brought a pet? How utterly human. Does it do tricks?" "Oh, he does tricks," Riley said quietly, a faint, chilling smile playing on her lips. "But probably not the kind you's thinking of." The creature, to call it merely a dog, felt like dismissing a hurricane as a gentle draft, began to rise. It unfolded upwards, limb by powerful limb, until it stood fully erect on its hind legs, a looming 7-foot monolith of muscle and dark fur. Its shoulders, impossibly broad and sculpted with raw power, rippled with strength forged from a lifetime of bringing down colossal prey. "Everyone?" Riley announced conversationally, her voice resonating through the suddenly hushed chamber. "Allow me to introduce Rex. He's a direwolf hybrid from Earth's northern Canadian territories. He was purpose-bred for hunting, tracking, and the fierce protection of humans across some of the most treacherous wilderness on our entire planet. Rex descended onto all fours, his massive frame shifting, and took a deliberate, resonant step. Each click of his formidable claws against the unforgiving metal floor reverberated through the now utterly silent chamber, a chilling percussive beat akin to a firing squad. "What's truly amusing," Riley added, a faint smile touching her lips, "is that back home, Rex is just a domestic animal, a pet, as you so aptly put it. He's not even considered fully wild." Counselor Vex Ram's elaborate network of tentacles, moments before a tangle of agitation, froze rigid. A single, incredulous syllable escaped her translator. "What? Not fully wild? What do you mean?" "His great-great-grandmother, you see," Riley explained, "was just a regular wolf, the kind that runs in fierce packs, bringing down caribou not just for survival, but almost for sport. His great-great-grandfather, however, was what we call a dire wolf, a colossal extinct species we painstakingly resurrected through genetic reconstruction. Those magnificent beasts used to bring down mammoths." An icy dread seemed to permeate the very air, dropping the chamber's temperature by several palpable degrees. "But Rex here," Riley continued, her hand reaching up to scratch gently behind one of his enormous ears, "is special. He's been meticulously trained since birth to be a diplomatic companion. He's gentle, incredibly obedient, and fiercely protective. Honestly, he's actually quite friendly once you get to know him." As if on cue, Rex parted his massive jaws in what might have been intended as a genial pant, granting them a full view of teeth that were less a part of a domestic pet and more relics from a museum of prehistoric nightmares. "How big did you say it was?" whispered someone from the back of the chamber, their voice barely audible. "Rex?" Riley responded calmly. "Oh, he's not that big. Only about 200 pounds. Pretty average for his breed, actually." War Commander Thricknall, whose stony silence had thus far been unbroken throughout the unnerving exchange, finally cleared his throat, the sound a low rumble. "Your companion," he declared, his voice cutting through the tension, "will not be permitted in the combat arena. This is single combat, human against hegemony Zorior." Riley tilted her head slightly, a subtle, knowing gesture. "Actually," she began, her voice deceptively mild, "I took the liberty of reviewing the regulations on my way here. According to Galactic Combat Code, Section 47, Subsection 12, any being is explicitly permitted to bring their natural weapons and defenses into combat. I assume, Commander, you'll be wearing your own armor?"